What's up, everyone? And we're back with the Amateur Life Sports Talk. We got Austin in house.
What up?
And we got Cavi on the phone.
Hello.
So we're going to jump in first with college football. We just got through week 1 of that. So we can kind of talk over who we think is going to be champion this year. We'll kind of do early picks since now we got an idea of what teams look like. Also, we can talk through who we think is overrated, kind of, and who maybe is kind of going to be the next, one to jump inside the top 10 or something like that. So we'll start right off with number 1 on Alabama. They didn't really play anyone with Utah State, but they dominated. They did what they needed to do and even held them to 0 points. So that's always a pretty impressive thing for any team to hold another college team down to 0. So, do you guys think they're definitely a force this year to be reckoned with, like always?
I think so, yeah. It's kind of hard to judge, like you said, because they didn't really play anybody good, but I definitely think they did look good for, what they had. Bryce Young, obviously, still top-tier quarterback.
Yep.
I can see him still being a finalist in Heisman. So, yeah, I think they're looking good. They're picking off right where they left off.
I'm with both of you. It's always so interesting the first couple weeks when these teams kind of have nobody to play, but it's really interesting to see who can get the job done like they're supposed to. And the 55-0 is kind of showing that they can still be the number one like they always are. So,
yeah. Georgia's number 2 right now, and they had a big match against Oregon. And now I don't know if it was. Oregon's not that good because weren't they ranked last week? Weren't they like 11th?
Yeah.
And now they're like unranked.
Dude, Oregon looked like shit.
Yeah.
They looked bad.
And is it that or is it just Georgia's that good?
I think it's both.
Georgia looked freaking good.
I would honestly put them 1 right now over Alabama.
That's what I was gonna say. Obviously just week 1, but they won the national championship last year, and after watching week 1, they look freaking like the best team there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised with being national champs last year that they're not automatically number 1 spot.
Right, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that I know Bama has more returning players. Georgia lost a lot of players last year and stuff, but I'm just surprised they didn't. They're not flip flopped right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I agree with that because they did lose a lot of players, but damn, they look good, dude. And they had Bennett come back, and he looked even better than last year.
Yeah.
He made some phenomenal plays. So I'm excited to see what they can do. But, yeah, right now I think I'd put them at number 1. They look good. And I don't know what they saw in Oregon. I don't know why they were ranked so high. But, yeah, they look like shit.
Yeah, they had a really good incoming class. Kind of like they always do.
Yeah, they had a lot of
I think they had the best incoming freshman class out of every college there was.
Wow.
Yeah. They had a lot of transfers too, didn't they? Because I think they were talking like Oregon had one of the biggest transfer classes, as Georgia had the least. I think Georgia only had 1 transfer come into their program.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they'll bounce back and jump back in the top 25. Oregon. I know their defense is decent. They have Noah Sewell, who's potentially one of the best linebackers in the league. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, and their program's young, so I kind of expect more out of them to come. They'll learn a lot this year and then maybe be better next year.
Right.
Type of team. Moving on to number 3, though, Ohio State. They had a tough match against Notre Dame, who was ranked 5th originally. I don't know, just watching that game, it did not look impressive. Both offensively, mainly, was like the big issue. Both teams did fairly well defensively, but just Ohio State should have dominated, I felt like, realistically, but they didn't.
Yeah, I agree. I was expecting more offense from them, especially with C.J. Stroud. Ohio State's always dominant on offense.
Look at who they lost, though.
Yeah, they did lose 3 receivers.
Olave, they had 3 best receivers in college football that they lost.
Right.
It's expected for them to be pretty slow.
Yeah.
And for Notre Dame has one of the highest ranked defenses, kind of like they always do. But 21 points still it was a kind of ugly 21 points, I'd say, or boring.
It was.
But I think it shows that Ohio State's kind of still the number 3.
But they were
my opinion.
projected to win by like 20 points prior to the game.
Right.
So, I mean,
They were a 16-point favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were as explosive as they can be. It's week 1. Maybe they're getting some kinks out, and they did lose in Jigba, their best receiver in the second quarter, halftime, whenever it was.
Yep.
So I mean, he is a key part of their offense. But yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of sloppy.
Yeah, kind of to me, it almost looked like both teams, kind of coaching staffs were just like timid. Like they were just kind of
Right.
trying to do the right thing, not take any shots. Like kind of
Yeah.
like you've seen Ohio State the last few years, they're freaking chucking the ball deep like every play.
Right.
And
yeah.
it was just like, oh, let's just check down, let's just run the ball, and it was just kind of like sound football, which
Yeah.
I guess we call it boring now, but
Yeah.
Which
10
it
years
is.
ago, that's
And Ohio State does have 2 really solid running backs. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but I just remember they both seemed like they had a good rotation between the 2 of them. So
Yeah.
they're definitely going to be a team that's going to be hard to stop the run because of having 2 good, solid backs coming in.
Yeah, they do.
I thought Notre Dame's quarterback kind of lived up to his hype. I thought he played pretty well.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad. Like I said, I was just expecting a little more with all the hype around him, but it is first week. They, like you said, it looked like they were timid coming in, and that might be just because it was one of the bigger matchups of the week.
Yeah.
It is Notre Dame and Ohio State, which is always, is usually good. But
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to current number 4, and that is Michigan. They moved up quite a bit because I think they were 8th originally.
yeah,
Hey, so they jumped up to the 4th spot after their domination over Colorado. It was right,
Colorado State.
Colorado State, yep.
Colorado State. So yeah, it wasn't it like 55-10 or something like that. 54-10 something.
I think 55-7
7.
question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
50-7, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I know it was something
51-7,
big.
'cause he-
And
Yeah,
Michigan really
over didn't
doesn't
hit.
have a 51-7 was the final, and they have Hawaii this week, so there should be another one that they should be able to really
oh yeah, it should
control.
be 100-0.
Yeah, because Hawaii's lost their first 2 games, and that first one was to Vanderbilt.
By like 70.
So
So I think one, I'm a little surprised with the jump to number 4. I think they looked really good, but quarterback wise, Cade McNamara, he did not impress me at all. He made a lot of terrible throws. So maybe the only reason they jumped so big because of how JJ looked. JJ looked really good. He went 4 for 4 for like 50 yards, and he ran another 50 for a touchdown. But yeah, I'm surprised that they jumped all the way up to 4. I didn't see a lot from them to, give me a reason to make them jump up to 4.
yeah,
Their defense looked amazing though.
yeah,
I was really
Yeah,
impressed with their
that's what I-
defense.
That's kind of what I was going to say. I was kind of watching a couple things from Michigan because they kind of lost. What they lost last year was their offensive line, so I was really looking at that and kind of their defense.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I
Um,
mean, one of the top players that got drafted, and Aiden Hutchinson.
Right.
That's a huge part of their defense.
You
Yeah.
know, Ojabo. So
And
I know
Ojabo,
yeah.
which it sounds like can't remember if he's a transfer, but the transfer defensive end right now, I guess, is living up to Hutchinson's hype. I believe he had like 2 sacks or something and a couple
Yeah,
of tackles. So I guess he's just as good, if not better, is what it's looking like.
yeah, and I agree with Austin about the quarterback thing. We get to watch them this Saturday in person.
I'm
gonna
so
be fun,
hyped for
but-
that, dude.
But I don't see there's any way that JJ doesn't win the starting spot. And if they want to win a national championship, they got to move on from the safe quarterback play.
Right.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, I totally agree. I mean, JJ he opens up a lot more for Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And Corum and Edwards are freaking.
Dude, they're tanks. I mean, they both
They're insane. Yeah.
They both did really well. They both scored a touchdown, and I think combined they had like 150 yards or 150 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they looked good. There's a couple plays, you could tell they have a new offensive line, but, they still did well.
Yeah. Moving on to the second team, I guess that kind of dropped because Georgia Ohio State flipped. Clemson and watched that game Monday night. They played Georgia Tech. I don't know. Oh, their quarterback DJ there.
Yeah.
He's awful. I mean, and I was hoping that maybe last year was just a first year thing, and that he'd get better this year, but he still just did not look good.
I agree. I don't think he looked that good either. I mean, there was a lot of hype around him and stuff. He was supposed to be one of the top quarterbacks. I mean, he was supposed to be better than Trevor Lawrence coming in. That's what everybody was saying. He was going to take over and be even better.
Yeah.
But no, I have
My
not
thing is-
seen that.
My thing is, like, I just think he had way too much hype around him, kind of like you guys just said, that, like, I don't think he really played all that bad. I mean, yeah, he had some horrible throws, a lot of incompletions, but he didn't turn the ball over, which was his problem last year.
That's
And
true.
they still put up 41 points. Yeah, they're going to be top 5 until they lose because their defense is literally the best defense in college football.
Right.
And you know, I'm not counting them out quite yet. I mean, maybe a little biased just from the show there. I forgot what it was
QB1.
called, QB1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he can keep not turning the ball over, I think they'll be just fine.
I mean, yeah, he has a couple more weeks. I mean, they got Furman this week and Louisiana Tech the week after. It's not till about the 24th where they finally will face a ranked opponent with Wake Forest. And then he has a back-to-back with NC State that's also ranked right now. So, you know, that'll be a couple tough games kind of end of September, beginning of October. So hopefully he can improve if Clemson wants to stay in this, you know, top 4 hunt for the playoffs. So that's just something, I guess, to kind of watch for and see what he does. And maybe that was his big focus, is just take care of the ball this game one.
Yeah.
Don't do too much. And maybe that's what we're seeing just across. That was the game plan for a lot of colleges, is just to get through week 1.
I think it was because if you watch the game, DJ did not make like any big passes. He was always looking for checkdowns, which is probably why he didn't turn over. But even up until like the third quarter, I just was like, dude, he's not doing anything. Like, they didn't start scoring until the fourth quarter, when all of a sudden it was like,
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the backup came in and he looked freaking good.
He did look good.
He looked freaking good, and I liked what he was doing. So I don't know. We'll see. I think DJ definitely keeps it if he doesn't turn the ball over and they are winning games. But yeah, I don't know. He wasn't all impressive to me.
Yep. Moving on to Texas A&M. They kind of were just like, I think, quiet. I didn't really hear much about them. I don't remember seeing their game. What'd they win? They beat Sam Houston 31-0. So
Jeez.
obviously, defensively, they must have done something right, holding a team to 0. But this was one team I didn't get to watch, and they were kind of quiet, I guess. So I don't really have much to say about them.
Yeah, I didn't even get to watch their game either, so I don't really know what was going on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, I was going to kind of say after the first top 4, in my opinion, the skill level kind of really drops off. But I know it's week 1, so that's kind of overreaction. But
yeah,
Right. Just looking at stats here from Texas A&M, it must have been like their defense is really good because their quarterback he can make plays because he threw for 364 yards with 3 touchdowns, but he also turned the ball over twice. They had no running abilities really, but they do have an elite receiver, it looks like, with 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, it looks like the quarterback has a cannon. So, hopefully, I mean, he can control the ball a little better, and we'll see.
yeah. And then we got Oklahoma. They played UTEP, I think it was, and I think they were like a Thursday or Friday game, I want to say. I don't think they played on Saturday, if I remember right. But Oklahoma, I think they just looked kind of okay. They just kind of, again, another team that I think was kind of getting through week 1s.
Yeah.
I know they gave up a couple sacks on I think the quarterback threw for 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
He went 15 for 23, 233 yards. You know, defensively they gave up 244 passing yards, allowed 13 points to be scored. Kind of towards the end of the half, I think was a couple of those in the second quarter. So Oklahoma, they're just kind of there as well. I don't see. We'll have to kind of see how they go. You know, they could be a team that could be really well or not so great.
Yeah. Looks like they focused a lot on running this week. They had almost 300 yards running, so they were just trying to pound the ball. I don't know that means they don't trust their quarterback. I mean, he is a new quarterback because didn't they have Spencer Rattler last year? Which I don't know how much Rattler even played last year, but
No.
I don't know if he played much at all.
I think he played like the first 2 weeks, and then that was like it.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is the same quarterback coming back, but yeah, he didn't do a whole lot.
Moving down the list, we'll kind of finish off here. We have Notre Dame. We kind of talked about them with the Ohio State game. And then we have Baylor and USC. They both got the wins. They kind of moved up. The one team that kind of dropped out was Utah. And they put Florida, who came from unranked, up to 12th. That's probably the biggest, craziest move. It was a close game. Basically, Utah could have just like ran the ball and win. They were.
I'm surprised Utah was up that high in the first place. Anyways, I mean,
I think they have like a lot of returning. They've made quite a bit of moves from what I hear, and they're supposed to be a fairly good. Like, based on their schedule, they should have almost won out. They're talking Utah could beat Oregon.
Jeez.
On type of team. And so they were looking at the schedule and they should be able to win week 1 and win out the rest of their schedule. Toughest games would be USC and Oregon.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of made that mistake of the pitch there.
Right.
Here that caused the fumble and
gave Florida a chance.
Yeah. Big Ten wise, we have Michigan State that's up 14th. Wisconsin that's 19th. And Big Ten, USC, or the SEC is kind of the same way. One side of it's like you have like one really strong team, and then the other side it's just stacked with good teams. It's like one good team and then stacked. It's like, why would you not want to separate that out?
Right.
So I don't know, because you got Kentucky. That's a big matchup for Florida this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good one. I think they kick off at 7. And then BYU, Ole Miss is in there. Wake Forest is up. Tennessee's up in the 24th. They went from unranked.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
That'll be
Houston
a good match too this week against Pitt.
Yeah, Tennessee Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama versus Texas. This is kind of everyone's really hyped on this for the fact of Texas because they're going to the SEC, so
right.
To kind of see how they play coming into the
SEC,
league.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's all. Well, I guess the only other thing for college football, we'll kind of go through. We'll all pick a champ. We'll do that. We'll do that first, and then we'll talk about them expanding the playoffs. So, who's your champ this year, Austin?
I'm gonna go back to back just from what I saw this week with Georgia. I think they looked really good, and for them blowing out almost a top 10 team, they just got it going on right now. So,
yep. Gabby, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think Alabama's gonna pull off the conference, and then I think they're both gonna get in somehow, and
just like
Georgia
last
wins
year.
it. Yeah, I think Michigan's gonna win the conference, and Ohio State's just gonna be out of it, kind of just like last year.
Man, I could almost see. Oh, that'll be hard with the Ohio State Michigan if those two are undefeated. Yeah. They play at the end of the season. One's gonna get into the Big Ten championship,
right?
And they'll be looking. So, and then same kind of for Alabama, Georgia. Both being undefeated. If they go undefeated all through regular season, they'll play in the actual SEC championship. But to me, that'd be like the 4 best teams, unless I don't know, Clemson, Texas A&M. I don't see anyone really from the Pac-12 being worth after watching Oregon lose, Utah lose.
Right.
Because, those were kind of the key teams that I guess I would have seen coming from the Pac-12 to get in this. So, my opinion, just because I'm also a fan, so I'm biased, but I'm taking Alabama all the way.
I knew it.
Hey, with Bryce Young being returning second year, he'll just continue to get good reps with the receivers. Their defense looked good, and I'm taking them to win it all. Now we'll go into our thoughts of the expansion that's coming. I think 2026
Yep.
is when they're saying
So,
going
few years
to
yet, but
going to 12-team playoff system. What's your thoughts? How do you think they select? Because I heard one rumor of they're talking about like each conference or like the top 6 conferences is all get one team, whoever their conference champ automatically going to be in.
really,
And then from there they'll select the rest of the way. So that way, like a Pac-12, even if they haven't had a really good season all year, their best team out of the Pac-12 can get in and type of thing.
yeah.
And so, I guess, what's your thoughts on the 12 team, and how do you think they should kind of run it?
I love it. I think it's going to be awesome. Fans are going to love it. I mean, if I'm looking at it as NCAA, they had to do it to make some more money because everybody's been bitching about it for I don't know how long. But I think it's going to be really good for the sport. Me personally, I would like to see the 12 best teams go at it. So I think that's how they probably go about it. Is just, whoever's 1 through 12, let's see them play, see who's the actual best team. And I think it's going to be good because of what you were just talking about, where, Michigan and Ohio State are 2 of the best Big Ten teams. But, how do you put those both into the playoffs? How does that work?
Yeah.
And same with Georgia and Alabama. I mean, I know what happened last year, but how does that work with everybody else? I mean, it's unfair for everybody else if 2 SEC teams are making it through. So,
Yeah.
I just think they had to do that for a fan basis and money aspect wise. But I think it's awesome. I'm super excited to see how it works out and pans out. But yeah, I would like to see the top 12 teams go into it.
What's your thoughts, Gabby?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much going to echo Austin. I mean, I don't know how long we've been doing this podcast, but I think we've almost talked about it every single show that we've done. So the only thing that we hate is that it's not coming sooner. It's coming in 2026.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's to do with all the movements going around in the divisions.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is interesting and surprising, I guess, that they expanded to 12. I think that's kind of a large number. I'm okay with it, obviously.
Right.
But 12 is kind of a lot. I expected 8 kind of was my number.
Yeah,
And I
a
think,
6
I
or
think they
8.
should go conference years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, honestly, either way they go, pretty much the top 12 teams are going to get in, even if it's by conference or if it's just the straight top 12 teams.
Now, so with 12, more than likely, what's that? The first 4 team, or first, is that 2 or
Top
4?
4 get a bye.
4 gets a bye, right? And
I
then
think that's how they had it.
and I was just trying to picture that out. So yeah, I'd be like, right now, if we went in at 12, man, it'd be Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan all getting by.
Yep.
Then you'd have Florida versus Clemson, Texas A&M versus Oklahoma State, Oklahoma versus USC, Notre Dame, Baylor. I mean, realistically, all those should be pretty good
Right, yeah.
games.
Even after, I mean, the next round, I think, would be even better.
Yeah, and then you're looking at, so you'd be looking at either, it all depends on, I guess, who wins and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
they kind of rotate it. I would assume they would do it that way because, if you have Florida versus Clemson and Clemson wins, they're not going to match them against Alabama. But if Florida wins, since they're 12th, you'd probably see an Alabama versus Florida
Right, yeah.
type of deal. So they'd probably wait to match up against, whoever's the lowest ranked that won goes against highest. Yeah. So, if everything landed right, you'd be looking at like Oklahoma would have to play Alabama. And then Texas A&M, if they won, they'd be playing Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson versus Ohio State, right? Or something like that. Or no, Clemson versus Michigan, Ohio State. They would have had Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia. So I don't know. It'll be interesting for sure. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do something sooner with a smaller, a 6 or 8.
Right, and then work their way up.
And then work their way up. So hey, this year we're going to finish out 4. Next year we're going to run 6. Then we're going to go for 2 years, we'll do 6. And then 2 years we're going to do 8. And then 2 years we're going to do 12 or something.
Right.
So kind of slowly move up. What'd you say?
So it's all because it's something to do with contract, right? Is what I heard.
Oh,
Like the reason it has to be in 2026 and the reason why it can't just switch to like 6 or 8 is because it's something to do with the contract. I don't really get what that means or what the contract's for because I don't know why they can't just do whatever the heck they want. But
Yeah, I would have to read on it again to understand exactly because I think you're correct on thinking that. And I thought it was, yeah, with the contracts and how teams are moving and stuff because you got Texas, is it coming in 2 years? They're going to be in SEC. I think them and Oklahoma are both going SEC.
yeah.
You have USC, UCLA, and I want to say maybe it's just those two that's coming to the Big Ten.
Oh, I heard Oregon, maybe Oregon,
And then you have like Cincinnati. I'm trying to think a couple other that's coming out of like the ACC. I think it is going to the Pac-12.
Yeah,
Oh, so
that could be.
you got all these teams kind of moving around, and a lot of those movements are all happening, basically by 2026. I think all those are going to be done. And
Right.
so it's kind of like, I think based on current contracts that our schools and conferences have negotiated type of deal. Oh, and your games are pretty much scheduled out. At least a lot of them are to 25 right now, so they're probably getting ready to plan for 26. So that's how far out colleges schedule games. So
So that's probably what it is. That makes sense.
I would say that's a lot of it. It'll be interesting. Glad to have college football back.
I'm glad to have football in general back, dude. I'm freaking pumped. I can't wait for that. This weekend, dude, I'm going out to see Michigan and Lions. Let's go.
Yep. So, all right, we'll jump over into NFL talk now. Well, since we're coming into week 1 here, we got all fantasy team all drafted up. We got preseason's ended. Let's say Lions Hard Knocks, I think, is all the last episode just came out. So, getting ready to go into week 1. And I guess we'll talk about Thursday night game, tomorrow night's game. Buffalo versus Rams. Right now, Buffalo's a 2-point favorite. It's played at Rams. Kind of question mark on Matthew Stafford's arm. He says he's good to go and he should be fine. And I like Bills to win. I think it's a 1-score game. So for bet-wise, I am teasing it up to get +8 on Rams and taking Rams on +8. Is my opinion.
Yeah. First of all, what a hell of a way to start the season, right?
Yeah, should be an awesome game.
This is an amazing way to start. Like, I cannot wait for this game. But, yeah, I don't know. I really like the Bills this year, so I think they for sure are going to pull out the win. They have a little promo going. If Bills are 7+ points at any time in the game, you win your money. So I did for sure take their money line because I know they're winning. But yeah, I feel like they could win by at least 2 here. I don't know. I think they're that good. They're the team. I know Rams just came off a Super Bowl win, but I don't know. It's almost like they're too hyped this year with how many changes that they've had. So
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
it's gonna be
I mean,
interesting.
I'm kind of opposite. I'm like, the Bills is like the craziest hype I think I've ever heard going into a season. Like, yeah, they're obviously good. Look who they have, what they've done. But like the Rams just came off the Super Bowl and they got better in the offseason. They didn't get worse; they got better.
Right.
So I'm just like, I don't know. I just think there's too much hype around the Bills, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Rams. And yeah, they don't have OBJ, but I mean,
They did
their
get
defense.
Robinson, who, in my opinion, is
Right.
better.
Right. I
Just
mean,
'cause
their
of
defense
injuries.
got better. Their offense got better. If Stafford can continue to play like he has, I think it's kind of the really only question is I think they'll win the game. But I could go either way, but that's kind of why I'm choosing. I think the Bills are kind of too overhyped.
They are pretty freaking overhyped this year. That's all I'm hearing. Bills, Bills,
Yeah.
Bills.
Which I'm on their hype. I'm not gonna lie. But
Right. I am too.
I'm just-
Like I just said, I think they're the team.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are hyped. Both teams are supposed to be good. I definitely both see, both these teams landing in the playoffs again.
Oh, for sure.
And so I don't see them not making the playoffs unless, they're just riddled with injury. It would be about the only way I don't see them getting in. But I think it's gonna be a close game either way.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like I said, I know Stafford had his arm. Did he get surgery on it, or did it just injured?
No.
No, it's just been kind of injured.
Yeah, I knew he was kind of injured. I thought I heard he was, had talked about getting like a minor surgery type thing to try to get it fixed better, but I hadn't heard for sure if he went through with that or not. So it sounds like they just rested him up and he's ready to go. So it'll be fun to watch, and
Great game.
yeah. And then we go into Sunday, with a whole bunch of games to watch. We'll start it off with, we'll look at Saints versus Atlanta at Atlanta. So I guess for me, right now Saints is favorited 5.5 points on DraftKings. I think the total for the game's 42. Which watch a lot of these games are gonna be 40. So for totals in the 40s. So it'll be interesting to see how week 1 really plays out. You might be able to land some of those bets if you know what teams are gonna be kind of crappy defenses type of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning. If I had to take a team, I really don't have, I guess, a lean at all now I'm looking at it. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I think Saints definitely have this game. I would take them at -5.5, if not even more. I think their receiving core has improved this year. They brought in Jarvis Landry and then drafted Chris Olave, and Michael Thomas is back. I think Kamara is still a top-tier running back, and I know Mark Ingram's kind of past his prime and everything, but he's familiar with the Saints. He's been there for a while, so they definitely have 2 decent running backs. I mean, one all-star running back, and then Mark Ingram there is kind of like the brute running back. And I think Winston comes out slinging. He's I don't know if it's his contract year, but I know it's his hit or miss year. He has to do well this year, and I think he does, especially with the offense they have. I've heard their defense has looked better as well, and this could potentially be the Falcons' worst roster ever. So I'm high on the Saints here, and I definitely think they could I definitely think they could cover -5.5.
Yeah, I am just really going to copy what Austin said. I think this is a 2-score game. Definitely cover the 5.5. Like you said, Atlanta's roster is probably the worst it's been in I don't know how many years. The Saints offense is going to be much, much improved with all those receiver cores, the running back rooms, and kind of like Austin said, it's going to all kind of rely on Jameis. If he can stay healthy for one, which would be great, and not turn the ball over.
Yeah.
But
How do you
yeah,
how do you guys think that Mariota, because he's getting the start, right?
Yeah.
For Atlanta. So how do you think he does?
I like Mariota. I always have, but
there's
don't know, man.
nothing around him.
yeah, he just doesn't have any receiver,
Ridley's
nothing.
out, so
I mean, his best running back is Cordero Patterson, which, no
he's
offense
not
to
even
him, I
nowhere
mean,
near.
yeah, he's not all that, and I don't think he has nearly as good as a season than he did last year. So it's gonna be
Right.
tough for him. I don't know. I think he plays decent, but it's just gonna be a tough game for him.
He's in a bad situation for kind of talking about Jameis's last kind of hoorah. He has to play well to continue. It's kind of Mariota's last chance.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he doesn't
Yeah.
play this well this year, I think he's done.
He's kind of in a bad situation, but
Yeah, it's kind of like Cam
Austin
Newton.
said, yeah, literally like Cam Newton. That's what I was gonna say. But the Saints' defense is always freaking good. So I mean, the Saints is kind of a sleeper in my opinion this year.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people that watch out for the Saints. They might even take their division.
Yeah. All right. So we'll jump over. Next game I have on my list is San Francisco 49ers versus the Bears. So Bears are +7. And who's getting the start for quarterback for 49ers? Is
Trey Lance for
Trey
sure.
Lance?
Yeah.
Trey Lance,
Mhm.
yeah.
They said they're rolling with him. I don't know why they even kept Jimmy G,
I thought they were trying to trade him to New England. We're talking about taking Jimmy G.
Yeah, for a while they were, and I heard, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks ago, maybe even longer than that, that they were
Seattle.
just like, nope, we're not trading him anymore.
Huh.
Staying on the
Yeah,
team, so
I guess Seattle really wanted him, and they didn't want to trade within. So they just kind of said, screw it, we'll re-sign him and make him the highest second string quarterback there is behind Sam Darnold.
I mean, I guess I don't see like
I don't
just
see
don't
why
see
it benefits him.
I don't see one. I guess we'll see this year, but in the past, my opinion is Trey Lance. At least when I watched him last year, the few times he did get to come in and stuff, didn't seem that great to me. So I wouldn't know why you wouldn't keep Jimmy G, and then if it's not going good, then put Trey Lance in, and type of deal. Oh, because you know what you're gonna get with Jimmy G. I mean,
Right.
he's a decent quarterback, obviously, if you can get him into the playoffs and stuff. So
I like Jimmy G. I kind of feel bad for him because I don't think he's done anything wrong in the NFL. I don't know why people hate him. For
Here's
one,
wins games.
he wins games. He doesn't have a high interception ratio. I mean, he's just a
Does
playmaker.
the right thing.
yeah.
Yeah, he just does the right thing. So
I mean,
don't
I
know
guess
what-
maybe that's their thought is that if Trey Lance is just bombing, that they're gonna, we got Jimmy G, he'll recover, for us type of deal. Oh, but
yeah,
I don't
The
know.
Niners forced themselves into this situation. They traded up to get Trey Lance.
right.
So there's a future franchise quarterback who has the potential to be. So they had to start. They
Yeah.
had to give him a chance either way.
No, I definitely
Otherwise-
agree with you.
Otherwise,
That's
it would be kind of toxic in the locker room, and they would just have a crappy season, which they were kind of doing with Carolina's done the last 3 years.
right. No, I definitely agree. They forced themselves to start him type of deal, which obviously I think he'll do well. I think he's going to have a pretty good season.
I mean, the good thing is they have at least a decent little bit of receivers,
Yeah.
with Debo Samuel, and then also the tight end Kittle
And Ayuk.
and Ayuk. So you got weapons there that you can throw to, so that's good.
Yeah. I think especially with their defense, I think they can cover the -7. I would also look at the over. The over is only 40 right now. So I think that's pretty low, especially with these two young quarterbacks who in
And
my
see, that's
opinion,
why
come out and just sling the ball. They're going to try to prove to the NFL that they can throw and they are good. So I think they come out slinging.
Yeah, I mean that's what has me concerned about taking the over on this is that two young quarterbacks, they're gonna come out slinging. They may not have a lot of completions though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one way to look at it, yeah.
So
But I do think the 49ers cover. Bears defense isn't looking that great.
yeah, what
And
does
I don't
Justin
think they have-
Fields? I mean,
Yeah, and Justin Fields, he has Mooney, but that's about it. I don't know. Montgomery's a good running back, but I just don't think they're that good of an offense.
yeah. I'm trying to run through their roster right now to see who else they might. Mooney. Yeah, David Moore's not anything. Jones Jr. Yeah, for receivers and running back side of things, I really don't see much other weapons for them.
Yeah.
So I think Bears are still going to be rebuilding type of year.
Oh, yeah. They will be lucky to get like 3 wins, in my opinion. Maybe 4.
All right, we'll move on to Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Bengals. As right now, Bengals are favored at 6.5 points. Total for the game is 44 points. Who we got in this one?
I think Bengals. I think this is going to be a good game. A lot better than what they have here. Kind of relies on Mitchell Trubisky. I know they gave him the start, but I don't know. He hasn't played in a year, and we'll see. I think he has a good enough offense. He's definitely got the receiving core around him with Claypool, Deontay, and their new rookie, George Pickens. He's got the receivers. Najee Harris is there. So their offense is set up for success. It just relies on him. And we all know their defense is stellar.
Yeah.
But,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You know.
how long before Kenny Pickett gets in?
yeah. And see, that's the thing. I don't know. Is there too much pressure on Trubisky? Is he gonna fail to overcome that pressure, or is he gonna come out and win that job? So
Yeah.
it's all on him. I think the Bengals are taking it. It might be a close game, but I'm excited for that one. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, it should be overall a good game. Be interesting to see how Joe Burrow comes out again, after having the big run. Do they have any type of Super Bowl hangover, from going? I mean, they
Right.
didn't win it, but, just making it, that makes your season so much longer.
Mhm.
You get less rest time. So, how does he handle coming off such a long season, and running? But he got big weapons around him still with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins,
Boyd.
Mixon at running back, and Chris Evans. Who else is the running backs?
I don't know if they still have Pirine or
Yeah,
whatever.
Pirine and Williams, Trayvon Williams. So I don't know. They're definitely gonna be a threat. I think personally this year, the Bengals will be for making another run at least into the playoffs. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to watch. Moving on to Lions versus Philly game. You're going to Austin, so
Let's go.
Sold out.
yeah, standing tickets only.
Yeah, I did see that.
So,
Crazy.
do Lions get a win?
I don't know, dude.
So much hype around them.
There's so much hype around them right now. It's
Too
ridiculous.
much.
Yeah. I think they come out and try to live up to their hype and then freaking suck.
I think it's going to be just kind of like last season, or yeah, it's not pretty much like last season. Like, they're going to be in every single game they play, no matter who they play.
Oh, yeah.
They just ain't at the point yet where they can get the job done. I mean, they're pretty dang close.
So do
Yeah,
they
they
cover
But
4 points?
yeah, see, I don't know if we can go that far. But
Is it going to be a field goal game like they always seem to?
Dude, I
End
know.
up-
They are so close. They're so close.
Eagles are another team that has a lot of hype around them this year, and I'm all on that hype. I think they're going to be a solid team.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
just the Lions are just the Lions. You know what I mean? Like, I really hope they
Right.
win and
I
play
think,
well, but
yeah, I agree, Cav. They're this close. The Lions, they're this close to just going off,
yeah.
But I think they need
Yeah.
one more year for that, and
I-
Eagles are there.
I mean,
Yeah,
you guys
I
think
agree.
Jalen Hurts is ready to lead this team to playoffs? Type of team, or are they not going to be there?
I think the way
I
they're
think
setting
so.
their offense up. I mean, he's got the receivers, he's got the running backs. I mean,
Yeah,
feel like-
Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Watkins,
yeah,
and Miles Sanders
I
is
mean,
running back.
look at their conference too. Like,
right.
I mean, we'll
Mhm.
probably get into conference winners maybe later, but I mean, their conference is shit.
It is.
Yeah, I mean that's
So,
that's the one thing about the NFC East is that it's normally not the strongest.
So yeah, I think they'll do well. I'm kind of about the Eagles this year. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
them.
Same here.
I mean, yeah, I personally, I'm too much hype around the Lions. I think they're gonna
Hard
come
Knocks
out.
Screwed them, man.
They're gonna come out
Hard
and
Knocks screwed 'em, yeah.
fall on their face. I think personally.
How about Rodrigo though, Kev?
I was just about to say, second most sold jerseys,
Is it
Rodrigo.
really?
I'm about to buy one too, but my thing is, I don't think he's gonna like really play all that much. So
Really? You don't think he'll start?
I don't think he'll start. I mean, he may, but
I saw
he's
him.
like my absolute. He's my new Luke Kuechly.
Oh, dude, he's awesome. He's just got that mentality for football.
And he played for Oklahoma State, which I really like.
Yeah.
He was like their like all-time leading tackler, pretty much. He played for 5 years though.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
My worry for the Lions is that you have your starting center and right guard questionable, so that's already going to be putting some major pressure on.
I think
We
they
really
just.
didn't talk about Goff, but it's kind of his last chance too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. I mean, there's way too many quarterbacks right now. That
And he has a
Why couldn't we get Jimmy
team
G?
around him.
I would have took
Like-
Jimmy.
Goff almost has the team that he did with the Rams, other than without the defense.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I think our receivers this year are really good, especially when James comes back.
Mhm.
We got 2 solid running backs, and then TJ at tight end, dude. He's set up
Yeah.
for success.
Yeah.
And I've heard
So
from a lot of people, like I've seen on ESPN and everything, that Lions have like a top 5 Lion in the league right now if they're all
Yeah.
if they're all healthy.
yeah. So
So he's set up.
I
I mean,
really, really freaking hope it's the year for him, but
All right, we'll move on to a matchup of former Alabama quarterbacks with the Patriots versus the Dolphins.
oh, didn't even think of that.
Yep, we got Mac Jones versus
They were the last 2 quarterbacks too. Like,
yep,
you know.
yep, and Mac Jones was there the whole time Tua was there.
Oh,
Because
really?
he was a 5-year quarterback. He stayed and hung out and started behind or stayed even though Jalen got the start over him and then Tua got the start over him.
Yeah.
And so he hung it out till those guys all went left, and then he got the start spot finally after they left. So, what do we think? Does Belichick get this done? Do Dolphins make an improvement here?
what's the spread on this?
Current spread,
I mean, either way, I'm taking Dolphins. The Patriots
Is-
are gonna be horrible.
Dolphins 3.5.
Oh yeah, I am 1000% taking Dolphins 3.5. I don't even know
Yeah.
why it's so close.
40,
That's really low.
46.5 for over under. I would look at taking the under in this.
Yeah, I don't think Patriots can score.
I don't see Patriots
was-
scoring. I think they're gonna have a defense that's gonna hold Dolphins down, but
I don't know if anybody can hold the Dolphins, especially the first 4 games.
Dude, Dolphins. Oh my gosh.
I think it's
I'm
gonna
excited.
take a couple games for them to get used to game speed reps. Is my concern.
It's all on Tua. That's all I have to say. It's all on Tua.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
They have the offense, and
They have everything.
yeah, their defense got better. I know Patriots usually have a good defense, but dude, the Patriots suck, right?
I don't know who they're gonna have as running back 'cause right now Edmonds is questionable, so Mozart might get the start.
Either of them are
Gas
freaking good.
So they have 4 running backs listed on their depth chart. 3 of them are questionable. They might not have a running back by the end of the game. Tyreek Hill's just gonna need to go.
Honestly, all 4 of their running backs are very solid.
Yeah.
Last year's running back was Gaskins, I believe, and Gaskins is the number 4 running back this year.
3. They have
Number
him listed
3.
as 3. Yeah.
So I mean,
He's
either way,
questionable. Waddle's questionable. He practiced Wednesday. Daniel Alsford of the that's a player that news reporter that reported. Tyreek Hill's good to go. Obviously, Wilson's the junior's the other one. Fullback's questionable. Their backup fullbacks on IR. They really are hurting for running backs right now. Their fullbacks and running backs are about out.
I think they'll all be good. I know they always put questionable, but they'll all be able to play, and the Dolphins are just gonna roll over them. This is gonna be a 2-3 points or a 3-scorer win
I
for the
mean,
Dolphins.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be as easy as what your guys are saying. I'm more on this is going to be a close game in my opinion. And Belichick is just good. He's good at disguising his defenses and eating up young quarterbacks. Because you guys are saying it's all on Tua,
Right.
and Belichick is good on disguising things against young quarterbacks. So I could see this game being close, low scoring, but close. That's kind of how I see it. So I would take. I could go either way on the point spread or the points plus or minus 3.5. I'm kind of seeing it a 3-point game. I'm putting it, and I put it under 46.5 points total. Where I'm really going on this one, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be close.
Dolphins have way too many weapons, so I'm gonna stay at minus 3.5 for sure.
I'm with you there, Austin.
All right, we'll move on. I think we're still on 1:00 games. We got Colts versus Houston Texans. Point spread is currently sitting at 7 points for Colts. Total is 45.5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would think Colts,
Oh yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't heard much good things coming for Texans. So
No,
Oh,
they're bad.
I'm
This is another-
assuming Colts are just good.
Another surprising line to me.
Right. The
I would
Colts
think
should
this
be
would
like
up
minus
to,
14.
Not,
Early week,
Yeah.
early week NFL, you normally don't get too many huge spreads. Like 7's a lot of points in the NFL. Oh, week 1.
I like the Colts here. I mean, there's a lot of teams that just got tremendously better, and they're kind of one of them.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. Colts definitely improved.
Going from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, dude, is just
Way gooder.
insane. Yeah, way gooder is right.
So I'm surprised too, though, Gav. I mean, the Texans are shit.
Like I said,
They might be the worst team in the league.
I agree.
I guarantee look through the lines this week and you won't see any huge, 7's going to be a huge line for this week just because
It's
they
the
don't.
first.
Yeah. And NFL is always one of those where you just never 100% for sure know. I mean, we get like where we think the Lions are just going to lose every single game halfway through the season and then they end up pulling some wins off against teams that they have no business playing with.
Right.
And then that's just how the NFL works.
Let's see. I'm looking through all. Yeah, that's the biggest spread is -7
Yeah.
by 3 teams right now.
Yep. So,
So
going.
go for spread this week is what it's
Yeah.
looking like.
Yeah. So yeah, the spread is definitely going to be. You can make first week. You can always make some money normally taking the spreads if you're on the right side. So
Yeah.
we'll keep on with the set -7. We'll take Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Jets. That's Ravens. I would think.
Oh, 100% again. I don't know. I get it's the first week, but I don't know what they're looking at here. Ravens are going to roll over them, especially since Joe Flacco's the starting quarterback for Jets.
hmm
Yeah. I mean, they're
Jets definitely improved. I will say that, both offense and defense, but I don't know. Joe Flacco hasn't played in the league for, 4 or 5 years,
Yeah, it's been a little bit since he has played. I mean, that is his old team. He
Yeah,
did play for Ravens for a little while. So
Right. I'm
Well,
surprised he hasn't retired. I mean, how old is the dude? 50?
He's pretty old. Yeah.
he's got to be getting up there. I mean, obviously he's not older than Brady. Otherwise, he'd be making more of a thing about it. But
Right.
all right, move on to right now. The line is very close on this one. It is 1.5 point favorites for Carolina Panthers over the Browns.
Again, I don't get the sense in this because I feel like the Panthers are just going to roll the Browns. The Browns kind of suck.
Yeah. I'm clearly biased, but I mean, there's no reason that line should be even close to that.
Right. Especially with Jacoby Brissett starting at the Browns. Like,
Yeah.
that dude can't fucking throw a football.
Yeah, unless
No.
there's something that they know that we don't. Oh, yeah. I mean, I see Panthers taking this all the way.
Yeah. I get
I mean,
the Browns
Chris
do
McCaffrey's
have.
fully healthy.
Yeah, if McCaffrey's healthy, I mean, nobody's stopping him. I get the Browns
Baker's
have.
a much improvement.
Oh, yeah. The Browns have decent receivers. I mean, Amari Cooper's very solid. DPJ, he's up in the air. I'm biased because Michigan, but I think he'll be pretty solid.
Mhm.
I think they have David Bell. He's a rookie, so we have no idea. And then they have, obviously, 2 of the better running backs in the league with
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So, I
Yeah.
mean, they have an offense.
Yeah.
But
Chubb Hunt, you have Donovan People-Jones, and Amari
I mean, I
Cooper, and David
looking
Bell.
Looking at every single position, in my opinion, I mean, the Panthers just seem like they're better in every position.
right. I just
Our receiving core is kind of the only thing that's probably about even, but I wouldn't say we're any worse.
right. I
And
agree.
then I think Christian McCaffrey and Foreman and even Chuba are much. I wouldn't say much better, but they're better than Chubb and Hunt. I mean, very close again, but and then
How many plays till McCaffrey's ACL goes out though?
I think he's gonna be fine all season.
Knock on
He's
wood.
never
right?
had any crazy
Yeah,
injuries. So
I hope you have a desk or something by you that you can knock it on right now.
I don't have him in fantasy this year. First year in like 3 years. So
This is the year that you need him because the last 3 years he's been hurt.
Maybe
I know.
maybe he'll stay healthy because Caleb didn't take him in
Yeah,
fantasy.
maybe. There you go, Cav. Putting some good juju on him. But yeah, I see Panthers covering. I think at least by a touchdown. So
Yeah, I'm surprised it's so close, honestly, because I'm Panthers all the way. for this. Still 1:00 games I think we got going, and is Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Washington Commanders. Two teams that I guess haven't been very good lately. So, does one team step out this year and actually do something? If it is, I'm taking Jags. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
I'm leaning towards Commanders. They were decent last year. I mean, they were better than they should have been last year. But they did get an upgrade in quarterback. Not saying much because it is Carson Wentz.
Brian Robinson's out.
But they do have Gibson and J.D. McKissick, who both are very good running backs. They obviously have a decent receiving core. They just got a new receiver with Dotson, who is a very good receiver.
Yep, Dotson, Curtis Samuel.
If Curtis Samuel's healthy, I mean, we've seen what he can do on the Panthers. And then McLaren. I mean, McLaren's one of the better receivers in the league. So with the upgraded quarterback, I think they can definitely cover -2.5 and win by at least a field goal.
Yeah, Carson Wentz leading the team. I mean,
they just have more experience than the Jags. Jags is a very young team, and we still don't really know what Trevor Lawrence can do. We've seen his upside.
I think this is the year, though, where he has to start doing something and showing something. Otherwise, he's going to be getting
a lot of bad. Is he a bust?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he improves from last year for sure. But he just doesn't have the receiving core. I mean, the only upgrade they had was Christian Kirk. And, yeah, Christian Kirk had a decent year last year. But is he a number one receiver? In my opinion, no.
Yeah, I guess. Looking through the receiving, yeah. I don't know. To me, I think the Jags need to do something with Trevor Lawrence this year. Otherwise, Trevor's going to be starting looked at as a bust. I mean, he'll probably get traded to another team and try it out, for another team. He won't be done or anything like that. But so for actually taking, well, it is at Commanders. I could see this going either way.
I'm just staying away from that game.
I think so too. Betting wise, I don't think I can take one. If I was, I'm leaning towards taking the points with the Jags just to have a little bit of security. I would prefer to see it bump up to 3, and maybe I throw it in the teaser, and find another game that I like. All right, I think that's all the 1:00 games. Moving on to the 4:25, 4:00 games. New York Giants versus Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans are 5.5-point favorites. I think Titans should handle Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't see, again, I think it would be a higher line if it wasn't week 1. And I think you'd see this at more of like a 7-point game, at least line, or over 7 points.
Yeah, I agree.
So I like the 5.5 for Tennessee Titans.
I do. I think Tennessee Titans have a good year. I know they downgraded at receiver, but they do have the rookie Burks, who he had some struggles at camp with conditioning and everything, but I think he comes out kind of fine. I mean, we heard backlash from Jamar Chase last year at camp. He couldn't see the ball or something with the way the rotation was on the new NFL ball. He doesn't know how he could do. Well, he had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen from him.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing with Burks. He has a really good rookie season, and then obviously they have Robert Woods, who he had a great season last year until he got hurt, but we'll see what he can do when he comes off.
I mean, Giants do have Barkley, so they could control, possession and stuff like that. I think with the run game a little bit, that could cause some troubles.
Yeah, if he stays healthy. Barkley's just as bad as Christian McCaffrey.
He is.
Falls over, trips over a leaf and tears his ACL. But and with Daniel Jones, I mean, this is another quarterback, which we've had a lot of quarterbacks kind of like this is their last year to prove themselves. But Daniel Jones is definitely one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, I definitely put him there as well. I guess I could be looking for big things, but I just don't see the defense being able to stop Tennessee Titans. So.
No, I think Derrick Henry comes off of injury just as good as when he got himself injured. I mean, he's going to have close to a 2,000-yard season this year if he does stay healthy. So I see him covered.
Me too. All right, we'll move on. Packers versus Vikings. Right now, it's 1.5 point favorite for her Packers. It's at the Vikings. This one, I just don't
staying
know.
away.
Yeah, I'm staying away just because I don't know what to expect.
Right.
I mean, I want to say Aaron Rodgers can pull it off, but there's just been so much changes.
Right. They both have solid teams, in my opinion. They both have solid offenses, and their defenses are pretty equal too. So I think this is going to be a good game. I know Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, so he'll probably find a way to pull it off. But he doesn't have the receivers. He does have two very good running backs. I think this is one of the best running back duos in the league between Aaron Jones and Dylan.
Yeah.
But same with Vikings. They have Cook and Madison, however you say it. Very good running back duo. And I think they have a 10 times better receiving core between Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in the league, Thielen, and KJ Osborne. I mean, those are three very solid.
With talking about how strong both of these teams at running back, I kind of am liking the under a little bit at 47, but it kind of makes me nervous too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how early,
Well,
if it's
I
going to be
don't
low
know.
scoring or high scoring.
Both quarterbacks can sling the ball. I mean, you don't talk about Kirk Cousins much, but honestly, if you look at his stats, he's a good quarterback. He can throw.
He just can't win.
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to win. But he can throw. I mean, he's got the weapons. Between receiver and running back, Dalvin Cook's a great drop down check receiver or receiving running back. So I don't know. I'm staying away from this one. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm excited to see what Aaron Rodgers can do with no receivers. So
Yeah. And it's always interesting with it being a league or conference game right away.
yeah.
There's always a little bit more online for that. So, moving on, Las Vegas Raiders versus the Chargers. Chargers are right now 3.5 point favorites.
God, these are two of my favorite teams, so I'm pumped for this one too.
I mean, this should be a good game, honestly. Like looking at it, I'm leaning. I like Chargers though. Is kind of my opinion of where.
I know. I'm
First
really
glance.
I think Chargers have a very good chance to make the Super Bowl this year.
Yes.
I think they have, in my opinion, the best team in the NFL right now. I think.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the starting lineup on offense. Justin Herbert at quarterback. He's been doing pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Austin Eckler running back. Keenan Allen wide receiver. Mike Williams and Joshua Palmer, for receiving core. Or Everett as their main tight end.
Who I think is an upgrade from Jared Cook.
Yeah.
Their defense got 10 times better, I think. The
let's
Chargers.
see.
And then they
Yeah,
just drafted, I think, is it Spiller? Is their backup running back?
Backup running back. Spiller is their fourth string right now, listed as fourth string.
Is he?
Yeah. You have Joshua Kelly, who's second,
Oh, okay,
Sony
yeah.
Mitchell third, and then Spiller fourth.
Yeah. So all of those are solid running backs. I don't know. They have a freaking good team this year.
Yeah, I think they have a really rounded team.
Same with Raiders, though. Raiders are great. Derek Carr, I think this is Derek Carr's best season, especially with Devontae Adams, who, again, arguably best receiver in the league between him and Jefferson. So, and then Hunter Renfrow is a great receiver. And then
you got
Darren
Josh
Waller.
Jacobs running back.
So this is going to be a good game, I think.
Yeah, this I think will be two talented teams going at it. So I like it either way. If I had to pick, I'm taking Chargers. I wish it was a smaller line though.
I know. What do you think, Cav? You taking Chargers here? I'm curious.
This is another one I'm just gonna stay away from. Just I just really like the Chargers, like you guys. So,
yeah.
I think they're gonna win. But if you look at the roster, it's like
They're so evenly
freaking
matched.
Raiders. Yeah, they could just be like these two could be two of the top teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. I think,
But-
like I said, with Derek Carr, this is probably going to be his best season. He's never played bad. I know he's had bad seasons. The team has, but he's never played bad. I think this will be a shootout, too. This is going to be a high-scoring game.
It's a fun game to watch for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the last 4 o'clock game, and that is Kansas City versus Cardinals. Right now, Kansas City is favored by 6 points. I think, again, I'm kind of leaning towards this would be a bigger line if we weren't in week 1. Kyler Murray is good, but I know they have a couple guys on the line banged up, as well as Zach Ertz. Sounds like he's questionable.
On a big suspension.
Yep.
D-Hop.
D-Hop suspension. So, that changes some stuff up for them. J.J. Watt's questionable on defense side of the ball for Cardinals.
Freaking J.J. Watt. He's going to be hurt again. He's another one. He freaking trips over a leaf and he's injured for a whole year. I don't think he's played a full season in like 4 years.
Yeah. How long is D-Hop suspended doing?
6 games.
6 games?
Yeah.
Man, that sucks. Because they need to get a few wins. What is Cardinals' schedule? Because they could be another team that could see them going into playoffs type.
Oh, yeah. I think they have a very good chance. I don't know. What do you think, Cav? I guess I don't really know.
Ooh, and they have tough games early.
I'm not too high on them this year on the Cards.
Yeah. I don't know about the Chiefs, though. I mean, I think they definitely downgraded in receiving core, so.
I mean, yeah, they lost Tyreek, but I mean,
Juju's
pretty
good.
solid.
I think Juju's going to have a stellar year.
Still got Kelsey. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be nearly as good as they have been.
No. Their defense, though, I mean, we saw spurts of what they can do on defense last year. So if they come out like they did at the end of the year, I think they'll be all right.
This will be another fun one to see both of these teams and kind of see, because I don't really know what to expect from either of them.
Right. I don't know. I think this is another one that'll be a shootout, too, just because both offenses are pretty strong.
I agree.
But I don't know. I think Chiefs win. I don't know about -6, though.
I agree.
Yeah, and this is like one of the few lines that are up over 50 for the over-under. Talking about how strong both these quarterbacks are and stuff and can score. 54 points. I don't know. All right, we'll move on to Sunday night game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Dallas Cowboys. Right now, it's a 2.5-point favorites for Bucks.
Wasn't this the first game last year? I think it was a Thursday game. The first game last year was Bucks versus Cowboys.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
It was, and it was a fucking awesome game. It went.
Yeah.
I think it went into overtime, and then I think Bucks won by a field goal. So if that's the case this year, this is going to be an awesome game.
I'm just not high on the Cowboys, man. I don't really know why.
Yeah, for some reason I feel like I just don't think Dak can get over the hump to give them the wins. It's kind of where I'm at.
No, I think they'll be good. I think they're another 10-win team this year. They have CD, they have Zeke, Zeke is on the downwards trend for his career, but then they have Pollard, who is on the upwards trend for his career. So, I mean, that's another good 1-2 punch.
What do you think? Dallas wins the conference or does Philly?
I
think
this is
Eagles.
a crazy take from me too, but I think Buccaneers is going to take third in our conference.
Jeez.
I mean, it's an absolute crazy take, but I'm just not high on them, and I think honestly the Saints are probably going to take it, and I got Carolina second, which that's probably more biased, but
I would say so. I think Bucks are going to. I mean, Bucks are one of those teams who just got better.
Yeah, it did, but
Man,
I don't know.
You think? So you think Saints are going to beat? Obviously, I think you're biased with the Panthers being up there, personally.
I do too.
Right.
So I think that there's a little bias there. But you think Saints are going to be better then?
I think it's going to be really close between Saints and Bucks.
I mean,
I do.
I've been watching a lot of the sports shows and stuff. I mean, they have the same opinions, and I'm just I don't know why. I don't know why we think the Bucks are not going to be all that good.
All right.
I think the Bucks are going to be good, but I don't know. I think those Saints are going to be good too.
Let's talk this Monday night game, then we'll go back to conferences, and we'll talk about conferences and see who we think's going to win what. We got Broncos versus Seahawks for the Monday night game. Does Russell Wilson get the win?
Oh, Russell Wilson's
his old team?
destroying these motherfuckers. They're coming out and scoring 50.
I mean, that's kind of how I lean. I just
Seahawks have zero chance. Absolutely no chance.
that's how I lean. I mean, I want to see Denver good again too. So, they haven't been good
Yeah.
since like Peyton Manning was there. So,
Right?
so I think giving them the quarterback and Russell Wilson, I think Russell still got some skill and talent left.
Russell, Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Font. I think Noah Font's their tight end. I can't remember. Their 1-2 punch with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Dude, that team is good.
Yeah, I mean, you got Geno Smith that's quarterback now for Seattle, and then
Trash.
I mean, you got Lockett and Metcalf still for receivers.
Which, that's good. So he
That's a
does
good
have
receiving
receivers.
core. Or Rashad Penny is getting the start for.
Penny is fucking good. They're just going to run.
So
Run.
Oh, I mean, besides
Especially
for the
when-
quarterback question, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't see Geno Smith being that great for him. Yeah, Drew Lock is the backup.
Yeah, no,
I-
they're gonna be awful this year. They're another one. It's like the Falcons. I mean, this is the worst. This is the worst roster they've seen since 2011 or something. I don't know, since they
Yeah.
drafted Russell.
So I like Broncos in this. I like taking the points. I'll take the spread.
Definitely.
All right, so we'll go through conferences, think who's going to win conferences, stuff like that. So what do we want to do? NFC side first?
Sure.
So we'll start off with normally one of the worst divisions, and that's the NFC East. You have Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Commanders. I think Eagles take it, is my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Cowboys just cannot get it done. I think it's going to be close between Cowboys and Eagles. But I say, whoever gets, there's only going to be one of them to get 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever can get 10 wins is taking the conference.
Yeah, I can see Eagles doing it this year. It's been Dallas for I don't know how many years, so
Yeah.
I can see them stepping in.
NFC North. I mean, I think there's too much hype around Lions. They're not going to get it done. Bears ain't going to get it done. So it's going to come down to obviously Packers or Vikings.
Packers, because it's Aaron Rodgers and he knows how to fucking win.
That's about the only thing I can think of.
I have Minnesota this year, actually.
Do you? Which
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it not happening. I don't know. It's Aaron Rodgers, and I think he can pull it off.
Yeah. I love Aaron Rodgers just from Pat McAfee, so I think everybody knows that. But
Yeah.
I just like the Vikings this year. I mean, Kirk Cousins, I mean, he's okay, and the receiving core, like you said, is just incredible, and their running back, and their defense somehow is always good.
right.
So,
I could see it happening. I really can. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to between those two. Oh. Then we're looking at NFC South, where Caleb thinks Panthers are probably going to win this all.
I do have bets on that. Yep.
And then I still think Tampa takes it all,
Yeah.
personally.
I think it's going to be really close, but Tampa will probably pull it just because, again, they got Tom Brady, who is another winner.
Now, with Mayfield, that's going to be Carolina's going to end up finishing about 500 because he wins game, loses a game, wins the league.
Yeah.
He goes back and forth. One game he plays great, next game he can't hit the side of a
Atlanta
barn.
will be lucky to win 3 games.
Yeah. Yep, I don't see Atlanta really being anything in this league this year, really. NFC West, you got Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. I think we're all on Seahawks is going to probably get dead last.
Frick yeah.
I would say I want to
Man.
take Rams.
I'm going to say Rams, too.
Also going Rams, yep.
That's who I would say.
It's going to be
That's
a
a tough
close
division.
one, though.
That would be the toughest on the
Yeah.
NFC side.
Niners, Cardinals, and that'll be a really close matchup at the end. It'll be tough, but I'm going to say Rams sneak through.
Jumping up to the AFC, we'll start off with AFC East. I think we're all going to take Bills.
Yeah.
I don't see Dolphins or Pats getting past the Bills.
Yep, I'm
Mm,
saying Bills.
I'm going Bills, but I'm going a very close second with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think Dolphins kind of sneak into the playoffs, but
See, I'm worried there's too much hype coming in on the Dolphins with them getting Tyreek Hill, just the receiving core they have.
yeah,
Have now everyone's like so like, oh yeah, this could be the best team, and I'm just worried there's too much hype. I'm just worried Tua's not gonna plan
Live up
out
to
as
it.
much as what everyone, as much as I want him to do well because he's the Alabama quarterback, and that's who I want to do. Be great if all three, if Patriots and Dolphins are battling
Right.
out just because of the Alabama players, but yeah, I'm on Bills there.
right.
NFC North.
I'm gonna
Bengals.
say Bengals again. It's gonna be another close one with Ravens and Bengals, but I think Bengals.
Yep, I take Bengals there.
Yep.
NFC or AFC South.
Titans.
It's gonna be between Colts and Titans. If Derrick Henry stays healthy, I like Titans to get it.
Yep.
If they
I like
lose,
Colts here.
You like Colts? Wow.
Yep.
if they lose Derrick Henry, then I
Oh,
like
yeah.
Colts all day.
You don't think Hassan Haskins can jump in?
No, no.
No.
Then AFC West. Man, this is a stacked one.
Holy shit. That is
I mean,
amazing.
it
how
might
good
not
that-
it might not play out like I think.
That is amazing how good that. I'm going to say Chargers. Chargers weren't in the playoffs last year, but they're going to go win that division this year.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I like that.
Like
I-
I said, I think they have the best team in the league right now. They're going to win 13 games.
I don't disagree with it. But it's just hard to go against with Chiefs that's been there so long. Been up there. I mean, I know they just lost.
Denver getting Russell.
Denver getting Russell.
Raiders getting Devon. Yeah, that's going to be tough, but I'm thinking Chargers pull it out.
Like, I almost would rather take those four versus,
Because one of them is not going to make the playoffs.
one or two,
Or two,
potentially.
yeah. So,
Because they all are going to have to play each other.
right.
So that really could throw, if they all are as good as we're kind of thinking, and say they're round robin it, so they all split.
Right.
Now you're talking that all these teams are potentially, so it may only be the one
Right.
team that wins the division.
Wow. Yeah, that's
I mean, it probably won't play out
Interesting.
like that, but that's going to be a tough division to win.
curious, Kev. Who you think?
Oh, hang on, Cavi. We lost you somehow. All right, talk again.
Hello?
There.
Yep.
There we go.
I was gonna say that you guys are like got super loud for me, motherfucker. But sorry. Yeah, I think the Chargers.
Chargers.
Chargers. That's kind of where we're all going. We were saying how it's going to be a tough. Super Bowl. Who's making to the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Chargers. And fuck, I don't even know.
The NFC side's going to be the tough one.
Yeah, because they're all pretty equal. Chargers and fuck.
I think you either get. I think whoever wins the
I have three
NFC
teams.
West is who
Yeah.
I'm taking. So I'm going to say Rams since that's who I took earlier. So Rams and. God, yeah, I like Chargers too.
I'm gonna go
For
off a
AFC.
limb right here and just go Saints.
Yeah, that's a limb.
Chargers and Saints.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But who do you got,
I like the
Gabby?
Rams on the. I like the Rams. I'm just kind of. I don't know. I tossed up. I seriously like the Colts a lot. Obviously, Bills and Chargers.
Dude, I know.
It's almost like I'd rather see
we're just
two
gonna-
teams come out of the AFC and play
We're
the
gonna go
Super
Colts.
Bowl.
You know who?
We're
Colts?
going Colts.
You think Matt Ryan's coming out with a Super Bowl?
Yep, he's gonna retire.
He's gonna retire.
I don't see it.
I
That's
don't
what's
either.
stopping me from seeing Colts win that division is Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I was kind of, but he's better than I think he's the best quarterback in that division. Over Ryan Tannehill, definitely Davis Mills, and definitely Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the best quarterback.
Yeah, I guess right now I'd give him that. I'm interested to see how Trevor Lawrence himself does this year.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, maybe he could come out and just be.
Because I'm so hyped on like Trevor Lawrence either being good or bust like this
Yeah.
year. Like if he's not good this year, it's get him out of the league basically. Let him retire now. Oh, but and then all right, so we have who we said in Super Bowl. Who's taking it all then?
Chargers.
We're going Rams again.
Back to back, huh? Dang. I think AFC's winning for sure.
I think I'm gonna go. God. I mean, it's got to be obviously Rams or Chargers because that's where you both said one. So I think Chargers are going to be banged up from playing through that AFC West. And just the AFC in general is going to be so tough.
AFC's good.
Where Rams can kind of coast through the NFC. And so Rams are taking it.
Yeah.
Again.
Man, you guys got back to back.
Yep. And then Matthew Stafford will retire.
Or would he try to do 3-peat?
No. He might come back and play, but I don't see a 3-peat happening.
No, Lions.
Come back to the Lions and win it all with the Lions?
Yeah.
That's still got to be the biggest slap in the face is
Isn't it?
he just leaves and goes wins the Super Bowl. And
Like, what the fuck?
it's like,
You
obviously.
guys are that bad.
Yeah. It's like, obviously, you couldn't put good enough talent around him.
Right.
Well, it's been fun to have this back, and we're back into a football season, so we'll definitely be doing these weekly. We'll have to try to do we want to do bets and track them this year?
Oh, yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sticking to spread this week.
So let's do.
Gold lines.
What do we want to do for a bet? Do we want to do a parlay? Do we want to do just pick one bet?
What did we do last year?
I don't know.
Last year we just did whatever we wanted and then see if we won.
All right.
Right, it was
So-
like $5 bet or something.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of do the same, wager amount, like $5, but you pick one bet and you choose it as your best bet. You can do a parlay if you want, or you can do a straight spread, or
We're just trying to win the most money by the end of the season, right?
yep.
Kind of like last year. We'll have to write these down. I'm going big first week so I can just come out on top, right? I already got mine.
Go ahead.
All right. I got Dolphins over Patriots -3.5. Panthers over Browns -1.5. Titans over Giants -5.5. Saints over Falcons -5.5. And then Eagles over Lions -4. So a $5 bet will pay out $126.79.
Do you have yours yet, Cavi?
Not quite yet.
I don't know if I want to go crazy like that. I might just go.
I'm
simple.
going crazy as well with off. I got mine.
What you got?
Ravens -7. Colts -7. Saints -1.5. Dolphins -3.5, and Denver -6.5. Plus 4,641. $5 to win $237.
Jesus. That's bigger than me.
And I just placed it.
Did you? I'm trying to claim this offer so I can get more money in my account.
Let's see.
Oh, pick, baby, let's go.
Let's see.
Okay.
I'm so bad at Madden.
Oh, is that what you're playing?
See, yep, I'm not doing it as crazy as you guys.
For sure that's how I started out last year, was going crazy, and now I was like negative how many dollars.
So I am going to do a teaser, 6-point teaser for 6 games. And so I'm taking Ravens, teasing them down to -1 over the Jets. Taking 49ers, taking them down to -1 over the Bears. Taking Colts down to -1 over the Texans. Taking the Bengals to minus a half point over the Steelers. Chiefs down to just got a win and against the Cardinals. And Broncos minus a half point over the Seahawks. $5 to pay out $35.
Hey.
So you guys may be up super high, or you may be at 0, and I may have a win. So, yeah, I'll try to write these all down so that way we can track them, and we'll keep tallies rolling on money amounts for the season. So that way, if anyone else joins us, they can just roll in on how much they can win or lose, just on what their place. So, that's all I got for this week. So I guess peace out till next time.